Hey, yo, 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 what is going on, everybody? Got a classic just pop out the camera talk video. And today's topic is the willingness to be different, all right? The willingness to be unique, the willingness to be you, along with the courage to risk, right? The courage to face criticism and judgment, the courage to face the unknown. And so the context of this video is for those that feel suppressed, for those that feel like they're hiding their true selves in favor of some type of approval, right? And ultimately, what happens is we grow up and we develop certain masks, right? We develop certain rules about how we need to act and what we need to wear and what we can say and not say so that we can be safe, right? So that we can literally be safe and um, have our survival, right? And for those that don't know, um, our brains are like 2 million, 2 billion years old, and they evolved for us to survive on a physical level. And part of our evolution was back then in the caveman days, if you will, we needed the group to survive. And if the group didn't agree or accept us, then we would be left on our own. And our ability to survive on our own is far less than our ability to survive if we have a group. And so, quite literally, our brains have a mechanism that sees acceptance, communal acceptance, society acceptance as a huge, important piece to our survival, right? And so, because of that, nowadays we find ourselves desperate for acceptance in a way that we think we're gonna die if we don't get it, right? I can't tell you how many times I was scared to wear a certain piece of clothing because I was afraid of what the group might say. Seriously. And on the one hand, you think, okay, that's just you just want to be accepted and loved. Yeah, obviously. But on a deep, primal, visceral level, our brains literally, our monkey minds literally are like, we need this or else we're gonna die, right? And so then we are flooded with chemicals that quite literally make us feel like, oh God, our survival, our bodies, our lives are at risk, when obviously it's not. And so part of being willing and having courage to be different and be yourself, is facing that animal part of our brain, right? And what's on the other end of that though is realizing that we're not gonna die. First of all, is we're not gonna die, and second of all, is we get to be who we really are, and third of all, we gain a sense of confidence and certainty and stability in being who we are because we realize, and this comes through my experience and the experience of many others who have walked this path, is that yes, you're gonna face rejection, yes, you're gonna face judgment, yes, you're going to face criticism. However, you're also going to face support and love and appreciation. Take this YouTube channel as one example, right? Like, so many of you all highly appreciate me for sharing my truth about all these different topics. And at one point, I was afraid to share, right, publicly online. And so at first, when I first made these videos, I was nervous as hell, right? I was scared. What would my family think? What would my friends think? What would the world think? But then what I've come to realize is that whether you're real or fake, you're gonna have people that love you and hate you, right? That accept you and judge you. And so the misconception is that being fake will get us what we want, right? And here's the thing. I'm sure many of you can relate, right? It was at the point where like I had my whole prerogative, my whole main objective was to get people's love, approval, and affection. And that's very common for all of us. And so it got to the point where I was willing to just agree with whatever the person in front of me agreed with, right? Thought, felt, or had an opinion on, just so I can be in alignment with them, right? Because I had we all go through certain things we all go through certain things growing up that cause us to really be afraid of confrontation or losing people's love or rejection. So long story short, back to the topic, it's first of all, it's okay that maybe you've worn a mask and have developed false personalities in order to keep yourself safe, right? And one of the kind of shocking things about that is, we develop a whole life centered around being fake in order to get approval or acceptance or love, right? That's why we find ourselves at a job we don't really want, right? Because, oh, I just accepted this job because it sounds good when I go to the family party, right? Or I wear this type of clothing because that's what's cool, right? Or I talk this way, or I have this type of Instagram photo, or what have you. And in another way, in like a weird way, and this is for me, it's like, oh, I would purposely like not succeed at high levels so that I can feel relatable to most people, right? Or I wouldn't go after, entrepreneurial or business or life coaching because, other people don't understand what that is and they're not going to think that that's valid and blah, 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 blah. Really just a lot of fear and a lot of concern about, other people's approval and opinion. And like I've said, that need to have that approval and opinion is mostly like from our brains needing to survive through community, right? And so my ultimate point today is that one, you're not going to die by being yourself, right? You might face hurtful comment. You might face people not believing in you. You might face people rejecting you. I'm going to be honest. But you're also going to experience people accepting you and loving you and supporting you. And not only that, right? There is so much power and joy and fulfillment in being yourself and letting yourself be yourself no matter what the world thinks, because it's like it's not about what the world thinks, right? Because at the end of the day, the person that ultimately gets rejected if you're fake is from yourself, right? You reject yourself. And if you're being yourself no matter what the world thinks, then at least you're expressing that you love yourself enough to be yourself. Right? That was kind of a mouthful, but the reality is you're with yourself every day. And so in the moments when you're being fake, you know it. And so I'm running out of time on this video, but because of storage reasons. But anyways, I hope you all get the message. Appreciate you all. I love you all. Be willing to be yourself. Have courage to face the fears and watch yourself absolutely blossom and grow into someone you've always knew and wanted yourself to be. That's it for today. Love you all. See you in the next video. Peace.